here, and if you want to see my PS5 facts video, it's at the top of the description. We go over everything confirmed for the PS5, which isn't actually named the PS5 yet. But today, we're going to give some love to the Xbox family. That's right, we're going to kick things off with the fact that most everybody knows. It is codenamed the Xbox Scarlett. Now, just because Microsoft didn't have a great 8th console generation does not mean that they aren't going to be bringing the heat with the next set of systems. And even though we know quite a bit about the PS5, that doesn't mean Microsoft hasn't dropped quite a bit of info about theirs as well. And right now, we know that the family of systems name is Project Scarlett. This will not be the launch title. A lot of people think this is going to be the name of it, and it's not, okay? So don't stress. It's pretty cool, but no, it doesn't roll off the tongue as a console name that you would want at launch. So what exactly does family of systems when it comes to Microsoft mean? Well, it means there are two versions. That's right, the Anaconda and Lockhart. Now, Project Scarlett actually refers to two different versions of the new Xbox console, kind of like what Microsoft currently has with the Xbox One. The two versions are currently referred to as Anaconda and Lockhart, which I think are some really cool code names. And these probably aren't going to be the final names, just how Project Scarlett isn't going to be the final name, but they are a good reference point and a good kicking off point. It seems that Microsoft has had a good response to the One and the Xbox One X offering. Players, well, they like the different options, depending on what they want in the everlasting debate between price and power. So they're going to do the same thing with this new set. We'll talk more about the specific differences later in this video, but for the basic outline and for going forward in the video, keep in mind that the Xbox Scarlett actually refers to two different consoles, not just one. It launches holiday 2020. Microsoft made their big announcement at E3 2019 that they're going to be hard at work making sure that this system is ready for launch in the holiday season of 2020. Now, they didn't give an exact date. Their website specifically cites holiday 2020 as the release window, so I'm guessing probably late November, early December. They're going to want to have it out before Christmas, obviously. It's smart, okay? They don't want to drop a new system early in the year or during the summer dead period, but they still want to get all that juicy Christmas sale, right? My guess is it will be dropping early to mid-November like the Xbox One and the PS4 did. That seems to be the prime spot window. This will give people plenty of time to know about it and get their pre-orders in, but we'll also be able to get it on the shelves in time for Black Friday. So my prediction is the second or third week of November 2020. Let's come back to this video and see if I was right. It will support up to 120 FPS. Now, this was pretty surprising, but it's definitely a good step forward. One of the biggest problems people have with the 8th console generation is the low and inconsistent frame rate. Neither consoles get higher than 60 FPS, and the majority of mainstream games have a target frame of only about half of that. Meanwhile, over on the PC, you can get well over 100 FPS on some pretty cheap graphics cards, so you can see why people have felt the 8th console generation was kind of behind in the tech department. And according to Microsoft's announcement video during E3 this year, the new Xbox will support up to 120 frames per second and refresh rates up to 120 hertz. Now, this is a good step up from the 60 of current consoles, but it still remains to be seen just how many games will actually support such high performance. And I personally would love to see 120 FPS on consoles, but I also think the first step should be making sure that 60 FPS is the standard across all AAA games, not 30. Here's a good one for you. Halo Infinite will be a launch title. Speaking of AAA games, it is confirmed that Infinite, the 6th game in the Master Chief storyline, will be a launch title for the new system. Now, Halo Infinite has been in development for a long time, and after the disappointing reception and performance of both Halo 5 and 4, as well as the Master Chief Collection, good news is coming to PC soon, 343 Industries really needs to bring their A game with this one. It seems that Infinite will be a return to form for the series, as shown by Chief's new/old armor, as well as the return to a brighter art style, as well as Phil Spencer comparing the game's significance to that of the original Halo with the original Xbox. Fingers crossed, Halo fans, including myself. Now, it's a little unclear how this armor change actually happened in the universe, but I'm super excited to see Infinite. But if you don't want to buy a new Xbox right out of the gate, you're still in luck, because Halo Infinite will also be launching for the Xbox One and the PC. So I'm hoping this doesn't hold back the potential for the new game the way certain multi-gen games got held back, but only time will tell. The point is, Halo Infinite is a launch title for the new Xbox, and that is surely going to be a big system seller. So let's talk about the two models. Well, specifically, let's talk about the Anaconda. It will be the stronger of the two. That's the different variations. We've got the Xbox Anaconda and the Xbox Lockhart, both of which are code names and they're not launch titles. According to various reports, the Anaconda will be the stronger one. When looking at the confirmed specs for both systems, it seems they will both utilize a custom AMD Zen 2 8-core CPU, but the rest of the specs are where things get a little different. The Anaconda will utilize a custom AMD Navi GPU at around 12 teraflops, while the Lockhart will have a custom Navi GPU at only 4 teraflops. Now, the Anaconda will also come loaded with 16 gigs of GDDR6 RAM, while the Lockhart, well, it's going to be at 12. Now, the exact speeds of the GPU and the CPUs are unknown at this time, but going off of this, it seems there's going to be a pretty hefty difference in graphical fidelity between these two systems. Now, it's unknown what the price difference is going to be, but I'm willing to bet the Anaconda will be at least $150 more than Lockhart just by going off of the specs. As always, guys, we do a monthly giveaway here for a brand new PlayStation 4 that'll change over to Xbox 2 and PS5 down the road. All you have to do to enter is drop a like, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications, and in the comment section, you let me know why you want to win the PS4 and include your Twitter handle, and I will pick a winner at the end of the month. At number 4, both versions will use an SSD. The last big part of the system is the storage, and according to reports, both systems will make use of a 1 terabyte SSD. Now, the exact speed is unknown, and it's also unknown if there will be different models of the console with different storage sizes, but from everything we know so far, they're both going to be using the same SSD. So going off all that, we can infer that the Anaconda and Lockhart will be pretty similar in every aspect other than graphics and memory, which is still going to be a significant thing to get people interested in both modes. So tell me, what do you think each version is going to cost, and which one would you go for? How much of a dip in graphical fidelity are you willing to take for the same or for a cheaper system? You guys let me know. What do you think the price point should be for the Anaconda and for the Lockhart? At least one will support 8K resolution. Not that anybody can use it, but okay. Microsoft has stated that the Xbox Scarlett will support resolutions of unto 8K. Now, don't get hyped about it because that's a very vague statement. They did not make clear which system in Scarlett will support 8K, so it doesn't. Obviously, it doesn't mean it's both Anaconda and the Lockhart, or just the Anaconda. That would be the pick, right? Also, keep in mind, this supports 8K is very different from 8K gameplay. This basically means that the console will be capable of displaying images in up to 8K resolution, but it's still going to be up to the developers whether or not they think it's worth it to develop games at that level. Now, we saw a lot of this during the 8th console generation of both Sony and Microsoft saying their systems supported 4K resolution, but the list of games that actually played true 4K, well, it was a minority, and it's ultimately up to the developer. So, we can get a decent idea of how strong the system will be by Microsoft saying it will support 8K, but remember, that doesn't necessarily mean it will have 8K gameplay, and let's be real. Hardly anybody actually has an 8K TV, so it's not like 8K is going to be the main selling point. It just sounds cool. It will support ray tracing. Ray tracing is rapidly becoming the new thing for gaming. It's been on PC for a while, but allegedly the new consoles will have it as well. Sony was the first to confirm that their next line of consoles would support real-time ray tracing, and a little later, Microsoft followed that up with confirmation as well. For those who don't know, ray tracing is a technique for rendering lighting and reflections to make the world look more realistic and interactive. Now, normally, it's used for just non-interactive mediums like images and videos, but over the last year or so, certain developers and GPU companies have started making use of it in real-time video games such as Battlefield 5 and Minecraft. It is a very cool technology, and it's certainly going to play a big part in AAA gaming for the next few years. So, both Microsoft and Sony are preparing for that and equipping their new consoles with GPUs powerful enough to handle such a technique. However, once again, don't get too excited about that yet, because as many PC gamers will tell you, the capabilities of ray tracing are very hit or miss as of right now. At number 1, backwards compatibility is a priority. This is a good thing. It's been a huge part of the Xbox brand for the last few years. It's something that they've done right. Now, the Xbox One launched with extremely limited backwards compatibility, but Microsoft gradually increased that support until we got where we are today, where Microsoft totally embraces it, and there is a massive library of both Xbox 360 and original Xbox games playable on the One. According to Microsoft, backwards compatibility is still going to be top priority with the Scarlett, although they haven't been super specific about what that means. Now, I don't think Microsoft wants to go backwards, so I wouldn't put it past them at all. After all, this company has made some really bad decisions with new consoles over the last couple generations, so I wouldn't put all my eggs in any basket. We We do know, I guess, that all Xbox One games will be playable on the Scarlet, and that the console will support 360 and original, which isn't exactly specific enough to assume anything else. I'm willing to bet, though. At launch, the Scarlet will support the current library of backwards compatibility, then it will gradually add upon that. But it won't have blanket backwards compatibility for the 360 and the OG Xbox. But even then, that's a huge library of playable games on the console right at launch day, and it will make it really easy for people to transition to the new console. So, I'm hoping to hear more about this at E3 2020 because this is going to be one of the sellers on day one. And there you have it. Those are 10 confirmed things about the Xbox 2, the Xbox Scarlet, the Anaconda Lockhart, whatever you want to call it. What do you think the actual name is going to be? If you guys enjoyed, drop a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. There is a video up on the screen now. It is the confirmed facts of the PlayStation 5. I need you guys to click on that, and we will continue the console, well, it's not console war, but we will continue the console conversation in the comment section. I'll see you over there.